Okay, hello YouTube. Today's project is something that was picked up at the local Goodwill for, you can see the price upside down, and it works, but it don't work. Sometimes it works, doesn't go in forward, it goes in reverse part-time, and I noticed that the wire going into the back of the unit is just flopping around in there. So I'm assuming that's probably the problem. I'm not sure why it doesn't have forward gears, but it's something that my daughter wanted her nephew to have for a Christmas present. That was me kicking the stove. So I'm gonna do a little work on it and see if I can get it going. For $5, if I can get it going, that's great. If I can't, that's great. I just went out and got a Phillips screwdriver. I noticed there's a ton of screws holding it together, so I figured for a project today I'd go ahead and break into it and we'll see what happens. So hang on and I'll go ahead and get the screws taken out and we'll take the back off and go from there. Alright, I've got the screws undone. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 screws. And there we go. It's coming apart. And it seems like it separates right about where the wheels go on. So, oh, I might have missed a couple here. That's not on. Yeah, I did. I missed one. Not unusual. These little TV dinner trays, the little meals, best to use one of those. It's got little pockets in it. It'd be great for putting your different screws, your batteries. Alright, we've got this going apart. Now we're going to see what's going on here. I'm pretty sure it's just loose connections going on inside of here, but we'll find out. And I'm not, these are usually really cheap anyways for the price that they sell them for. Sometimes it's not worth fixing them, but for a few bucks here, doesn't hurt to give it a try. See what happens. I should just put this. Oh, there goes all the screws. There we go. See, that's all right. We'll just go ahead and put them all in here. At least we know they're out. I didn't hear any hit the floor, so we're doing good so far. Not sure if I got them all out. Nope, there's one. I think half the deal is getting the screws out. Alright, now we're going to give her a try. Yeah, there she goes. And it's still stuck. There we go. Yeah, it looks like it's got LED lights in it. None of those are working either, so... Wow, stubborn. Seems to be quite the little project here. Let's just get this off. There's something holding it. I'm not sure what's going on here. Maybe it's just the world's longest screw. It should do it. Once it keeps it up, I'll probably have to... Oh no, it's free. Well, no, it's not. That screw is really acting up on the side. I thought that was loose, but apparently it's not. It's always one in the bunch. There she goes. I think. Boy, it's not coming loose. There must be something. I think this screw is stripped. Yeah, it is. That screw is stripped. What do you do then, right? I'm going to shut this off for a minute and I'll get something else, but we definitely got a strip screw in here. And I'm back. Sometimes just taking a regular slotted screwdriver, a really small one like this, you can get into these little tiny Phillips head screws And this one's just wide enough to fit one of the cross pieces here. So if it's stripped out, you might be able to get it into one of them, at least it worked. And that seemed to work pretty good because I've got it apart now. So we're going to go ahead and, oh, there goes another screw, but that's not surprising. There we go. Now we can see there's a speaker here. And there's my wiring. Well, that's a long piece of wire. Wow, that surprises me. And that goes into a circuit board. I can't tell, listen. Yeah, see, that's not, there's a knot here that prevents it from pulling through. And I'm not sure what's going on with this thing. There's not much of a circuit board here. I'm wondering if it's not enough. Let's go ahead and put the batteries back in it. We'll just take around with a little bit here, because we're not sure what's going on at this point. Well, there's the motor. There's the battery tray. There's the speaker. Has a shut-off switch. I hope you can see this. Let's grab the camera here. That way we can kind of get right onto it. I'll show you everything. Here's your motor. Here's your speaker. Switch for the speaker. Battery box. And here is your circuit board. There's your wiring for the black cable that goes through, and it's tied here. There's plenty of room. I'm not sure, it may just have a short somewhere in this line. There's really not much to this, so I'm going to work on testing this wiring because I'm suspecting it's somewhere in the wiring that is creating a problem. I don't have any kind of wiring like this, but that doesn't mean I can't come up with something or shorten it or figure out where the short is. But we'll work on it. We'll figure it out. Being it's for a little boy, he doesn't need that much cord, so we could probably shorten the cord up if need be. We'll figure it out. It might even be in the controls. I'll keep working on it, and when I get an idea what's going on, I'll flip back on here and we'll continue on. Alright, we are back. One of the things I did find out was right where this cord goes through the clamshell. You see that pinch there? That is cutting some wires off. I've noticed that when I move it, sometimes I can get sound, other times I can't. She's working now.
Take it higher.
Okay. This one doesn't seem to be doing anything, so it may be a combination of this wire has a pinch in it, which is cutting these wires off. I still don't have forward. I have reverse. See? I don't have, now I don't have anything. So I'm going to go ahead and keep working on this, but generally when you're looking for a problem with something like this, I always look for something obvious like that. That's going to be your number one hint that there's an issue. My guess is there's a couple of cut wires in here. This is going to take a little bit of work. I'm not sure. I've got to take this board off. There's probably contacts in here. I'm going to clean those up to see if that helps. This is all basic stuff, guys. Whenever you're working on an RC, anything, you're going to run into these situations. And whether it's got a cord like this cheap one, or if it doesn't have a cord, number one thing to look for is your power. And go from there. I'm going to go ahead and take this off, flip it over, and then I'll get back with you. I'll turn this back on, and we will look at the other side of this. I'm kind of concerned. I want to see what condition these contacts are. I've got some contact cleaner, and it's not very expensive to buy a can of contact cleaner. You can use some fine sandpaper or anything like that to clean your contacts up. They do sell a spray. It's a contact cleaner that works good for this kind of stuff. You don't have to worry about ruining anything. I'm going to go ahead and pull this apart, and we're going to keep digging into this, but I'm pretty sure that 90% of the problem is right here in this cord. So we'll just keep working on it, and I'm hoping to get forward out of this. We'll just keep plugging away at it until we get it figured out. Alright, taking a break. Hello YouTube, and I'm back, and I've got the board off. I'm quite surprised to find this has carbon contacts. Here are the buttons. These are little buttons of carbon, and when you push them in, they contact these little boards right here. As you can see, there is a discoloration on these from the carbon, so we're going to clean them off. I can use alcohol. So let's go ahead and grab that. And I know right where that is, so that is right behind me. Right there, I use 70% because that's all I've got available right now. I want to get the other stuff, but... And we'll grab some... I prefer using a cloth, so I'm going to have to take a break again so I can grab some cloth, because I don't want to use paper on this, because paper does tend to leave something behind. So we'll take a little break again and be right back. Okay, we're going to go ahead and put a little bit of this alcohol on the towel and just wipe those contacts down. Clean them up a little bit. See if that doesn't help the situation. Of course, it doesn't help if I don't put the camera where you guys can see. Let me put you back in the holder here. There we go. And we'll tip you down a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. Now, we'll just wipe these contacts off. Seems to be embedded in there pretty well. Let's just dab these. I don't think it's going to hurt anything. It's not rocket science here, I guess you'd want to say. Alright. I guess at this point I'm going to have to set this aside if I can. And as you can see, I'm going to have to go through and cut this cord. And I'm going to have to strip it back, and I'm going to resolder every one of these connections, so that's going to take a little bit of time. You guys don't want to see me do that. If you want to see someone solder better than I can, you can go to Big Clive's channel and watch him all day long. This is just one of those things that I'm going to try it. Hopefully that works. If not, on the forward reverse deal, we'll keep working on that. One thing at a time. I'm going to go with the obvious thing first here, and then we'll go from there. So, alright, we'll take a pause. I'll go ahead and clip that, strip it, and we'll keep working on it. Alright, I'm back. Question is whether this will work now. Whoa, I got action already here. Oh, look at that. We have forward and reverse. There's the horn. There's the guy talking. And there's the music playing. Well, there you go, guys. That appears to be all of it. Got her all fixed. That's what it was. Simple fix. Right here was the issue. Right there on that cord. You can see that. That pinched through all the wires, shorted them all out. What I did was I made a little quick sketch. I wrote down all the colors of my wiring. And I went through and I used my soldering iron. I use an iron to put a little blob of fresh solder on each connection. And then I pulled each wire off because you need fresh solder on top of old solder so that it'll work properly. And then I went through and I tinned all my wires. If these were all my new wires, I would tin each one of these after I stripped them back. And then I'd solder them all onto the circuit board like I see here. And as you can see, for $5 in a little bit of time, we got this baby back to working again. It's simple. There's nothing much to this. Forward, reverse. There's no steering at all. It's a lot of fun. I figure my grandson will love it. He's only a year and a half, so here's my soldering station. It's a very nice one. I got that for Christmas last year for my wife. I use it a lot. Here's the brand name on it if you want to see what that is. As you can see, it heats up very quickly. And this thing gets a lot of use from me. It's come in handy quite a few times. I use it on automotive. I use it on hobbies. So that's pretty much it. Alright, this is a video I'm going to put out today on how to do a simple repair on something from the Goodwill, RC heavy equipment toy for my grandson, and I'm sure he'll enjoy it. And I hope you enjoyed the video. See you again soon.